Well, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to continue where we left off with European Airlines. So, during the 1920s, airlines were formed across Europe. They linked to continents, major cities, and in many cases provided unavailable access to foreign lands. Given the tremendous achievement of Imperial Airways and the Lufthansa in particular, it is all too easy to forget that airlines were forming all over Europe. Generally, these served domestic markets and what would today be called regional routes, but some also took on longer international sectors. See, some planes keep you interested. Take your time, read them. In France, a bewildering array of airlines was quickly established after World War I, often in association with a particular aircraft manufacturer. The prime route was over the Channel to London, so France to England. But very soon service were being flown to Corsica and North Africa, and the major challenge was to establish links to South Africa and the Far East. By 1920, Lingling Lotto had reached Casablanca, and by 1925, under the company name of Copenhagen General of Enterprises Aeronautics to West Africa, route had been extended to Dhaka at the first stage and reaching south. Here's a quick little information page. Pause if you can read it. Take your time. Hopefully you can read these. That's a lot of information if I sat and read it. So it looks like European pre-war airlines. So just a whole bunch of European airlines before World War II. Okay, we left off over here. What was it saying? Oh, a route reaching South America. Simultaneously, Copenhagen Franco-Roman Navigation Airlines had begun operation in Eastern Europe. It's the first step to reach Asia. By 1923, the airline had been penetrated as far as Belgium. Elsewhere in Europe, Belgium's Syndicate National de Route paved the way to formation of Soviet. Oh my God, so many different airlines. Top plane, 1932. It is a Junker J46HY. The bottom plane is a Frigate Brie 3937, and it was built in 1934. Hopefully you can read those. On the other page, we got a 1934 or Fokker, and then a Douglas DC-2 that was built in 1934. Take your time, read those. Belgium, France, and Netherlands all had extensive overseas territories and saw the potential for serving them with airmail routes. CNAT was first of the marks, joining with Incoop in the cargo from July 1920. By 1921, the routes extended the length of Cargo River. 3-seat levy flying boats reached as far as Kizignagar. On January 1, 1925, Franco-Roman became Copenhagen International de Navigation Airlines, and under title it would work to continue to expand east routes to Baghdad. Ultimately, however, it was Air Union in partnership with Air Asia to form a new concern known as the Air Orient, which took French airmail to Baghdad. By 1938, the route stretched from Senegal as a responsibility of Air France, the latter taking it to Hong Kong in 1939 using a D338 airliner. Yeah, more airplanes, just again, same planes. The KLM continued relationships later to long-range international routes to Amsterdam to service with monoplanes, but subsequently introducing a revolutionary to Europe air travel. The Dutch Airlines was the first of the European carriers to introduce one of the advanced American airliners into service, this DC-2, which is the bottom one they're talking about right there, made in America. DC-2 into the 1934 McRobertson Air Race and running the type on its service to Indonesia from June 1935. The new equipment shaved 4 days off the 10-day schedule, even though the EX2 had been replaced by the EX3 on the route in 1932. By comparison, the KLM's latest equipment, Imperial Airways aircraft, were beginning to show their obsolescence, but it was not until Imperial gained a direct competitor that this lack of modernity began to tell. British Airways was formed in 1937 on a European route network served by Lockheed Electras, which we showed you before, which is another American company. I can't find a picture. And subsequently Lockheed 14S. Imperial had nothing with which to offer a comparable service, and the two airlines were merged in 1939 to form the British Air Services Airways Corporation, BOAC. While Imperial was struggling with modern development, Lufthansa had become Lufthansa and was marching everything its European rival could offer with a series of advanced aircraft. But now seen as a powerful global expansion of National Socialism, Lufthansa introduced the high-speed Hengel HE-70 on a special European express service, as well as the 10-seater HE-111, while it's expanded its transatlantic capability by introducing a fleet of new depot ships in 1937. Here's some more planes. Did we got the one they were just talking about? Nope. This is a Junker from 1932. A Dahmer DX from 1931. And then we got a Caldro C-640 Typhoon from 1935. A BO Haas 1937. And then the Air France from 1936. Yep. There we go. Sorry. Okay. American Airlines across Europe. Airlines were now popping up all over Europe. Austria, while Poland was more ambitious in flying not only European routes but also to Palestine. Like British Airways, Loft later employed Lockheed airliners, while its competitor Sikovac adopted the DC-2 and the Salford Marchi S-53 respectively. Spain had begun airmail service in 1921. Several small airliners concerns were then established, including the original Imperial, before the industry had consolidated as Linus Ars in 1932. LAP, as it was known, served as a national airline until Civil War broke out in 1936, later flying DC-2s. Switzerland's Astro Aero and Baller combined to form Swiss Air. The flag carrier introduced DC-2s and DC-3 equipment, as well as Lockheed Airlines, which spurred Lufthansa to compare it with the HE-70s. First among Scandinavian Airlines, Lofsken DDL began a seaplane service from Copenhagen to Warren on 1920. But as soon as using land planes, Finland's Aero 01 and Norway's DR Nutski and Sweden's AB all began their operation on seaplanes and initially relying on F-13s, while D&Ls was established somewhere later. Oh, and that's it. So next time, we'll get into modern airliners evolve. And that'll be 1934 to 1945. But that'll be next time. So today, thanks for watching. It's Saturday. Tomorrow, I'm going to be going shooting with brother and my nephew. So hopefully we can get a video of that shooting some of the guns. We'll see what happens. But if not, have a good Saturday and enjoy your day. Thank you.